special one today, I understand.
I mean, all of them are special, Jerry.
Wow, fair enough.
Let's be real
I
here.
don't want to devalue anyone.
Yeah, thank you. Today we're going to go for another round 2 of something we did in the past, which is white on black tattoos.
Ooh, this is one of the first we did.
Yeah, so
this is a chess piece.
Oh, yeah.
See, immediately...
It's fire.
Well, I like any white on black in a way.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is, again, I think I had this critique about something the first round. I would have had that black more, not necessarily darker, but more smoothed out first.
Yes.
Because now I can't fix that background.
Well, I mean, you could, but it's going to take some real careful hands.
It's harder to fix that background, right? You're going to be using smaller mags in places and stuff. And it's not going to be an even black background like you would have got if you had done it first.
Yep.
Whatever. I mean, maybe the intention wasn't to have it look smooth. Who knows?
Probably. I mean, the lettering's going to come out that way too.
What I'm interested in is how the white ink is showing on the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a little. Well, I won't say better, just different.
Well, it's just interacting with non-damaged skin.
Yeah. It looks really different.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look nearly as smooth up top, but
no, God no.
Still, though, the white shows up better on the black.
Yeah.
Like, it does show up better on the black, which is something I'm always curious about. Does it actually show up better over black or not?
Yeah, of course it does.
Like, it's a weird concept, though, because you think anytime you're going over ink, it would be...
totally. I mean, it seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah,
but, like, just in terms of the natural contrast, like, okay, the white may be, like, more saturated in regular, like, non-blacked out skin.
Yeah.
But no matter what, it's like the contrast is going to win, right? Like if you have harder contrast, even if it's subtle, like his skin tone next to that white is so like subtle of a difference that when it heals, it's just going to show a little bit lighter than his natural skin tone.
I wonder what happens if you put a little bit of black right underneath that white, though.
Like before?
Like after. So, like, okay, say you surround white on regular skin.
Oh, it'll pop.
Right.
It'll pop more than over top. Yeah, for
so
sure.
I think that'd be an interesting experiment. If I'm this guy, just for the experiment of it, I would do that.
Yeah.
Just to see what kind of a contrast you could pound in there.
I have a few questions about what's going on below
Oh,
this.
yeah. Well, that's anyone's guess.
Because it's
it's strange.
confusing.
That it is definitely odd. What I would recommend is just to keep this blackout going.
Well, I can't tell if he is, because that looks like it's healing.
Yeah.
Right below the fire, which, like, they should not have tattooed over top of that then. And then you got this beach ball going on below it. I don't know.
Or cheese wheel, or...
And something that we advocate for here on this Remy show is being missed, which is these nipples. They should be blacked out.
Those have got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably doesn't want to take his piercings out to do it.
Understandable.
But they need to go.
Yeah.
Get the piercings again later.
Yep.
Because, those things are really, really popping.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, they were the first things I noticed.
I don't doubt that,
before the white on black.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, oh, look at that. He has 2 nipple piercings.
Yeah. That's what we notice here. If you didn't black out your nipples, we're like, whoa, hey.
Yeah, get them.
Get back in there.
Actually, we had a guy comment, just a quick side note, on a blackout. I think it was the black work one we reacted to.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I told the guy, like he was the tattoo artist that did one of the tattoos. He's like, I told the client he should black out the nipples, and he didn't listen to me.
Really?
He's like, I don't want to be shamed for this.
Yeah.
I was like,
you're not shamed for it.
No. He's like, I agreed with you guys. I told him the same thing.
100%. Good.
So,
more tattooers need to lean their clients that way.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I like it. These are all kind of like what I thought were unique uses of white on black. So, and not just white on black. You'll see. Anyways, next up.
Yeah. So this is fresh.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering how subtle it's going to be in places when it's done. Especially white on black on an elbow is going to be a tough sell.
Yeah, but look at how black the elbow is.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice saturated elbow, for sure. But,
so dots, which I love.
Yep.
I'm very happy about that. I think, like, if it's going to stand, I think this was the best chance this thing could have.
I'm wondering how long this took to do.
A while.
Yeah. Like, I would even imagine that some of this might be... No, I don't think any of it's healed, but this would have been a long day.
Oh, yeah. That's a hell of a day right there.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes when you're doing dot work, you can get away with stippling, so you kind of brush in the dots, and it still gives you some dots. But you can't do that with white, and you can't do it with this.
No, you're gonna have to go. It's gonna hurt a lot too getting that in there. That's the other thing that I've noticed about white on black is just in my limited experience with it. I found it was quite a bit more painful than regular tattoo ink going in over that.
It's just so much thicker.
Yeah. And
it
then
really hurts.
The healing is very strange, too.
Yes,
if
agreed.
you get a picture of this, when it's healed, it'll look pretty good. But if you got day 2, day 3, it's probably going to look weird and like dark gray.
Yep.
That's how it was for me anyway. So white on black is a strange one.
Yeah, it's a strange beast for sure.
Heal. This is a cool use, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Again, if you're going to go up against a weirdo elbow time, then that's a good time. That's a good way to approach it, I thought. All right. Next up, one of our very own.
Yes, this is Scott from the podcast.
Yep.
Did this one.
This is one of his many jobs.
Yeah. I still haven't seen this healed, and I want to.
She's in on Friday, actually.
I can't believe we don't have a healed picture of this yet.
We will. We will on Friday. Yeah, her next session's on Friday. I can't remember what they're doing, but I think it continues on somewhere because this was mostly focusing on the cover-up portion.
Yeah, so as I told him on the podcast when we talked about this, I think this was a smart way to approach this with the bold lines.
Agreed.
Right? Like if he's got any kind of a chance, it's that way. And then there's no, like he's talking about maybe doing some white shading in the black eventually too.
I don't know if I would.
Well, that's what he was saying, right? Like he was like, I might be able to take this thing up a level, but I'm thinking just keep it like this.
Yeah.
Because I think all you're going to do is distort the black.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks, if you can get this to heal in any way like this, it's going to look much more contrasted.
Yep.
So I would just leave it alone.
Especially since you're getting that kind of like pop effect from all the color work around it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's doing what it needs to do, in my opinion. And but, like, if he's trying to get the same effect that he's done in these other hexagons,
I think that was what he was trying to explain to me.
Oh.
But I didn't have this picture up when he was talking about it. But I think now looking at it, I think that's probably where he would be taking that idea, is kind of try and turn it into something like what he's got going on in the non-blackout spots.
Makes sense.
But I don't know if you're going to be able to achieve that without a really, really good understanding of how white on black heals and stuff.
Yep.
And that would take multiple attempts first.
Yep.
But
we got a few more of those white on black projects coming up.
I like this one, though. I think he did a good job of it.
Oh, yeah.
For what it's worth.
Especially for a first crack at it.
Yeah.
Man, really nice job. Anyways, next up, I just thought this was clever.
It is clever because it's not necessarily even trying to do like a white on black tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's almost just like creating a background for the other tattoo. And I think, again, this has got a good chance of working because even if that darkens a bit, it's still going to have that same idea. Like it doesn't really matter if any one of those lines doesn't show up well, it doesn't really make much difference.
No, it's just added depth, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that wave is now a little bit less.
You see intense. A lot of this stuff with white on black, where I don't want to say that it's for lack of ambition. It's just that it's playing at the idea that, hey, this might not hold that well. Let's do it in a way that if it dies off a bit, it'll still be something.
Yep, agreed.
I think that we see that a lot because a lot of people are not sure of the art form yet.
Yeah, agreed.
And rightfully so.
And no idea what it's like, because depending on who you talk to, you're going to get given a different story.
Oh, sure. Some people will tell you flat out, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It won't work. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, that was my thoughts on it for a long time until I see what's going on with it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can go further.
Yeah, so this is, I would say, a reserved approach that will make for an intelligent tattoo no matter what happens. And the worst that happens, even in the worst case scenario, if all of this went away, it wouldn't be that much detriment.
No,
you know what I mean? Not. And then you could just try again.
Yep.
So it's
pretty
not.
Well.
It's low risk, high reward.
Yeah,
is what I want to say.
Because if it works really well.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. Next up, just a great thing.
This is really cool. This is kind of the exact opposite of what I was just saying.
Exactly.
This is high risk, high reward.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or not.
You need this all to work.
At least it's a 180. if this works out, it's amazing.
Yeah.
This is a lot ballsier. All I know for sure is, unless this is healed, which I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
I would assume some of it is healed and some of it is not, because that's a ton of ink if it's all fresh.
Whoever's done this has done a lot of white on black in the past, and knows exactly what types of needle groupings to use where. Because there's definitely a lot of shading done here.
Yep.
And that's easier said than done. I think there's some mastery here. If this was fresh, I would assume it was all going to darken a bit, but it looks like some of it is already darkened.
Yeah.
So
this might just be a touch-up session because, like, look at these certain lines are bolded out. Like, the glint in the eye is obviously, like, quite there. So I'm wondering if this is, like, the last session, just touch up what we missed.
What I want to know is just in general how long this took to do, like how many sessions, because I know it wasn't a few.
No.
Like, this was a lot of work.
Do you think this is the most painful sleeve you can get?
A white on black sleeve? Yeah,
to this degree?
I don't think there's anything more painful than it.
Because you've got tattoos underneath.
Yep.
You've blacked it out.
Yep.
And then you're doing entirely white sessions for God knows how long.
This is a question that I get all the time, and it's an obvious one, but does it hurt more to get tattooed over tattoos?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It only hurts more every time. It hurts more all the time. But the added benefit you get is your comprehension is way higher. You understand everything that's happening. You have no anxiety about anything anymore.
Yeah.
So you know exactly what you're getting into. So while it hurts more, there's no apprehension.
Yep, totally.
It's just kind of like
nothing's in the dark.
You faced this monster a million times, and it can get bigger and scarier all at once, but it's still going to be the same old thing, right?
Yep.
So yeah, this is probably the most painful sleeve you're going to get, but it might not hurt you as much as it does someone getting their first tattoo.
Yeah, weirdly enough, right? Yeah.
That's a strange thing to say.
Yeah, it's just your level of mastery in getting tattooed, too.
But this is kind of like, this is what I'm looking to do in a way with my sleeves and with my torso, where I want it to be super, super detailed. I don't want to leave anything out. Like, I just want to keep working on it until it's... I even said to Rick again yesterday, let's take the year or longer and make this world-class piece.
Yep.
Like, just keep working on it.
Yep.
With stuff like this, you can't do it in a couple weeks.
No.
You have to keep going.
Yep.
You have to keep building layers and adding things and changing things, and then you end up with something like this, hopefully one day.
Yeah, because this is dope.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing.
Can I say one thing, though? I wish there was more black.
It's a little too white.
I just want a little bit of heavy spaces of black somewhere else.
And this is why I chiefly constructed with black on black, because I want it still to be dark.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be light. I blacked out mostly for aesthetic purposes. I don't really want to lose the dark look. And this kind of takes away from that.
Yeah. This starts to look a little bit more like a normal sleeve.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like a black and gray now.
Which again, it's so cool. So I'm not trying to hate on it.
No, not at all.
Some patches of heavy black would be cool.
But some people black out for this kind of a reason, right?
Yeah, totally.
So that they can get a fresh start.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's an excellent fresh start.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, my God.
Yeah. Again, as I seen this one. Someone sent it to me. Recently, because it's making all kinds of waves.
I did, as it should. It should.
I said to him, as impressive as this is, and it is a very impressive tattoo, nothing's surprising me anymore.
That's fair.
Like, it should just start to be kind of common knowledge that this stuff is possible. I just think that it's something that you really have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can do this on your first try. I think you almost have to start slow. Like, what we're doing with my torso, we did black on black, then we did red, we've done silver, we've done, like, testing what you can get away with and how you can get away with.
Yeah.
All of that. Then you can do something like this one day.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can do it right away. I don't think you can do this on your first white on black. You know what I mean?
Well, like, this guy's he does a lot of this kind of like gray, opaque gray portraiture.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on here.
Yeah. And like the way he's building it, very intelligent, because like look at how aggressive this is when he's put it in, and then look at how subtle it is at the end of it. Like his plan is going exactly the way that he wanted it to.
I like how they did this photo too,
Yeah.
Because they show 4 stages of something.
100%, yeah.
I keep wanting to do this in a way where I show the layers because people just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like when they seen that pattern over the eye, it was like mass freak out.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you put those on the eye? What are you doing? And then now I've just showed off the black. But then yesterday we added silver.
Yep.
And it's like these things take so long to materialize into what you want.
Yep.
When you're working on old scarred skin especially, you can't just lay it out and execute it one day.
No, weirdly enough, this is not a walk-in.
It's gonna bleed all over. Like you're gonna have so much like mush up between the silver and the black if you do it all at once.
Yep.
Like it's gonna be a mess. You have to do this stuff over months.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I understand and appreciate everything that's gone into this, and I wish that we could see more of these, like these 4-stage pictures.
Yeah.
Like I want to see one that's like 8 stages.
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
Like just the layers.
Well, I think that's
don't
important.
Get
it gives people a reality. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, oh, this takes time.
Oh, they sat for this how many different times?
Yep.
You mean they didn't just go and get it done?
Yeah, I know.
Like I'll do one of the videos of my torso, and people are like, "Well, that looks great fresh, but how's it going to look healed?" I'm like, mostly all of this is healed.
Yeah.
You think I just went and got all of this done one day?
I know. That's what people think. It's wild, man.
It's layers on layers on layers on layers.
Good things take time, you know?
Yeah. And this is a master class, and I want to see more of this stuff.
Dude, if this is what I'm thinking, like, as in its infancy, this is what we're getting now. Like, holy shit, whenever it continues to develop, it's going to be crazier and crazier.
Yeah, for sure. The sky's the limit, really.
Seems it.
Or even space is the limit.
Yeah, we're going to space.
Yeah.